Panda, 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 panda. I got broads in Atlanta, just to lean the family. I got broads in Atlanta, just to lean the family. I got broads in Atlanta, just to lean the family. I got broads in Atlanta.
When Designer's Panda first dropped, it went largely unnoticed, for only about a week. That is, until it was revealed to be included in Kanye West's The Life of Pablo album. The only thing is, when Kanye premiered his album in front of millions, everyone thought the rapper with the deep voice was Future.
Porsches in the valley, I got Bentleys, I got Rarers, taking pain pills on the plane, getting chartered.
Their voices and cadences sounded so similar that it was almost impossible to tell them apart. But an interesting thing happened. Panda hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, while Future himself has yet to reach the same accolade. Now with the release of a new single entitled Timmy Turner,
Timmy Turner. He been wishing for a burner. The key lay by he walking. You know that it's on the furnace. But bitch, you beat it. I be bungee, fucking no BT, riding for wallet. Key lay by he walking. You know that it's on the furnace. Timmy Turner. Timmy Turner. Young boy walking, wishing for a burner. 4, 5, 6 chain ratchets on him. 10 niggas with him, 10 clapping on him. Dead niggas with him, dead niggas get it. 4, 5 from 4, 5, 7. You told money, none niggas with him, none niggas get him.
you hear him very much employing the same vocal delivery with production from music industry veteran Mike Dean. The song's lyrical meaning is nowhere near the focus of the song's powerful presence. If you're fortunate enough to understand anything that Designer is saying other than the peculiar hook, you might be in the minority. The name Timmy Turner is taken from the animated Nickelodeon show, The Fairly Odd Parents.
Timmy is an average kid that no one understands. Mom and Dad and Vicky always giving him commands.
In Designer's song, Timmy Turner represents an angry youth wishing for a burner, or a gun, for those who may have initially missed the slang. The rest is really up to interpretation if anyone cares to pay attention, but this isn't quite the type of song that requires such an intense listening session. It is a song that completely relies on emotion and melody. Most of the lyrics are mumbled. Nothing needs to be intelligible to grasp the dark nature of the composition and the desperation that Designer tries to project. There are many detractors to this type of rapping, but those who criticize it should recall that vocal performances like this are nothing new. In the jazz age, scat singing was a popular form of vocal expression, using nonsense syllables with improvised rhyme to utilize the voice as an instrument rather than a speaking medium.
Dinah, the dick I'm blazing, we love the city gazing to the eyes of Dinah me. Baby, every night, one eye, shake with right arm, cut my dynamite, change your mind, Bobby did you want to China, baby? I'm having no line, oh, baby. Oh, Dinah.
Try move nigga ball wanna. You can hit down the ball summer. Sock a nigga for the dead to win it. Chop a move nigga ball to win it.
It's a well-crafted song, pulsating with an aggressive energy and a driving underlying piano harmony. Its final minute is particularly interesting as producer Mike Dean utilizes heavy piano chords to underscore Designer's hook. But there are still detractors, those who think that Designer is wrong for shamelessly biting Future's style. But what makes such an argument complicated is the fact that at the root of all art is imitation. To put it even more bluntly, most of the best, and even the worst art is stolen. An artist is always the sum of his or her influences. Author Austin Kleon, who wrote the book Steal Like an Artist, makes a compelling case for artistic theft. He asserts that the best kind of stealing is not when an artist blatantly copies the work, but rather takes influence from something already existing and inserts his unique traits into it. He makes a great illustration of this by using genetics as an example.
You have a mother and you have a father, but the sum of you is greater than their parts. You are a remix or a mashup of your mother and your father and all of your ancestors. And just as you have a familial genealogy, you also have a genealogy of ideas. You don't get to pick your family, but you can pick your friends, and you can pick the books you read, and you can pick the movies you see, the music you listen to, the cities you live in, etc.
Artists steal and have stolen all the time. Michael Jackson didn't invent the moonwalk. It was a dance taken from the streets and contextualized within his stage performances, yet we will always remember Michael for that dance. Steve Jobs was proud of his artistic theft and infamous for it within the tech world.
Picasso had a saying, he said, good artists copy, great artists steal. And We have, always been shameless about stealing great ideas.
This isn't referring to plagiarism or breaking copyright law, but stealing the things that can't be owned. A rhythm, a cadence, a sound that can be recontextualized, remixed, rewritten, revamped, a general concept, an idea. Section 102B of the Copyright Act specifically states, in no case does copyright protection for an original work of authorship extend to any idea, procedure, process, system, method of operation, concept, principle, or discovery, regardless of the form in which it is described, explained, illustrated, or embodied in such work. So granted, designer is not breaking the law. But where's the contention from? It is mostly based in tradition and recency bias. Hip-hop as a culture traditionally had unwritten, no-biting rules that were respected throughout the community. So when a hip-hop artist comes along and blatantly sounds similar to another reigning hip-hop star, naturally there might be some pushback. The interesting thing is that most artists start their careers by sounding like other artists. And in some ways, it can come across as a contradictory platform to hold to, when hip-hop as a medium has heavily utilized sample-based production since its inception, taking portions of already existing songs to make new songs. Due to the age of social media, we get to witness the blossoming of artists from the ground up as they begin to discover their sounds, cadences, and approaches to their music. When labels controlled the music industry, someone like Designer would not be able to release his first song immediately and have it become a runaway top 40 hit. There was no time for improvement, fine-tuning, reinvention, or evolution. Kanye found it, sampled it, the song went viral, and the rest is history. But is it unethical? Is it right? Does it maintain artistic integrity? It's not in my interest to answer those questions. That's up to you as the consumer. But for a lot of people, it doesn't matter. A good song is a good song, no matter who it sounds like. People gravitate towards the media that they enjoy on a visceral level. It's why Sia can sound like Rihanna or vice versa, and it doesn't matter to the listener. Why Adele at first glance can sound like a more family-friendly version of Amy Winehouse with a wider vocal range and bolder production. It's why in the comics industry you can have a plethora of characters that mirror each other on either side, created by competing publishing companies. Why the Beatles originally started as a cover band. Why Led Zeppelin can steal from Willie Dixon. Why this is why an 18-year-old kid can get on a track saying
Panda, panda, panda.
and sound like the same guy who said
Jumpin',
and find his way dabbing to the bank. The world of art and pop culture is the wild, wild west, and there are no rules. Only the rules you set for yourself.